Hi, it's Summer. Welcome to a new video. Today I'm going to be tier ranking the 2025 new releases that I read this year. I got this idea from Carrie Can Read on YouTube. I just really watched her version of this and I thought it was really fun. I wanted to do it myself, especially because I read quite a few new releases this year. I think I read 45. I have 5 tiers that I'm going to be separating these books into. My star rating will have like a little bit to do with these ratings, but I'm mostly going off of like vibes and how they made me feel, especially like months or weeks after reading them. Like how memorable they were. I used Taylor Swift song titles and lyrics for all of my categories. So my S tier, my God tier, is King of My Heart. These are new favorite books. I love them and I'm obsessed with them. The next tier down is Enchanted to Meet You. This is basically like my 4-star tier, books that I really loved, but for some reason weren't just like S tier for some reason. These are also going to be books that pleasantly surprised me. My 3rd tier down, the middle tier, is And It's Cool Baby with Me, which is a lyric from Invisible String. This level is I enjoyed it, I really liked it, it was a good book. Next level down is I Forgot That You Existed, and this is gonna be like basically like the 2.5 star books, and I probably forgot everything about it. Probably forgot that I read it, probably forgot the entire plot and the characters. It's just kind of my meh category. And then the last tier is Monster on the Hill, a lyric from Antihero. And these ones aren't necessarily books that I hated or anything. Mostly it's going to be that they really disappointed me or let me down. I had high expectations and they just like didn't meet those expectations. So yeah, those are all of my categories. So my first book is The Art of Vanishing by Morgan Pager. I was so excited about this book. I got an ARC for it on NetGalley. It's about an art gallery where one of the like janitors that works there, she's like a night janitor, she finds out that all of the people in these paintings are real and she can like enter the paintings. Like with that premise, I was convinced it was going to be a new all-time favorite, but it was like the execution for me. It just didn't end up being what I thought it was going to be. I could see this one working for a lot of people. I really wish that I would have liked it, but for me, honestly, I'm putting it in Monster on the Hill. Not because it's like a bad book, but just like it really disappointed me. So just because I put it in the bottom tier doesn't mean that it was a 1-star book. It's more just the vibe that I was disappointed. Next is a poetry collection. This one is The Starlight She Becomes by Parker Lee. This one is going in King of My Heart. I loved this collection. It was so beautiful, but also had some extremely heavy-hitting topics. Parker is a trans woman, so there's a lot about her experience, transitioning and womanhood. It was just a really solid collection, and I just really enjoyed it. I highly recommend it if you're a poetry lover. Next is People Watching by Hannah Bonham Young. This was one of my most anticipated books because I loved Out on a Limb by this author. For this one, I think I'm going to put it, I don't know. I think that I rated this one like 4 stars. So I'm kind of tempted to put it in Enchanted to Meet You. But now that I've had some time away with it, I think that I was rating it higher because it was Hannah Bonham Young and it was my most anticipated and I just like wanted to be obsessed with it. The longer that I'm away from it though, I kind of feel like I might put it in And It's Cool Baby with Me. That almost like doesn't feel right, but I'm just gonna stick with it. I'm going with my gut. Next is Beg, Borrow, or Steal by Sarah Adams. This one, I'm like kind of tempted to put it in And It's Cool Baby with Me, but this one honestly like really pleasantly surprised me. I just kind of picked this one up because it was part of my in-person book club and we were continuing in the series. I don't know if it was something that I would have picked up like this year, like as soon as I did, unless it was for book club, but I ended up really liking it actually. It really did surprise me. So honestly, I think I'm gonna put this in Enchanted to Meet You. I don't know. I don't really know if that feels right, but next is The Last Room on the Left by Leah Conan. I also just realized I didn't really say what the last 2 books were about. I'm assuming most people like heard about some of these, so I might not go into detail for like the synopsis for all of these. Sorry. So yeah, The Last Room on the Left is an isolated thriller. It's about a woman who I think is writing a book and she goes up to this lodge that's closed for the winter. She's going up there to write and be by herself and she's snowed in during the winter. She's taking care of the place and then she sees a dead body. The vibes of this one were really good. Like the snowed in vibe was awesome, but it was very predictable. I think for this one I'm just gonna put it in I Forgot That You Existed because a lot of the time I kind of just forget that I even read this one. Next is Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros. This was a fun time. It kind of gave me pretty much what I was expecting. I think I'm honestly just gonna put it in And It's Cool. The ending was good and I'm definitely like continuing in the series, but It was just kind of like middle of the road for me. Next is Deep End by Ali Hazelwood. I didn't even know what this one was about. I think that I just like got the audiobook for it somehow, and it was just kind of convenient to pick up and listen to, and I actually really liked it. I'm not a huge sports romance girly, but this one really worked for me, and the steam was really fun. This is like a college swimming like sports romance. I'm gonna put this one in Enchanted to Meet You. Next is Wings of Starlight by Allison Saft. This one is set in the world of Pixie Hollow, and it's kind of the backstory of Queen Clarion. I wanted to love this one so much. I had really high expectations for it. I couldn't really figure out the tone of the story though. I don't know, it just like let me down. So honestly, I'm putting it in Monster on the Hill. Again, it's not the worst book I've ever read. I think I gave it like 3 stars, but it just is that it really let me down. Next is First Time Caller by B.K. Borison, another one of my most anticipated books of the year. This is kind of the same as People Watching for me, where I think that I rated it a little bit higher because of the author and that I wanted to love it so much because I've loved B.K. Borison's previous books. Love Light Farms is one of my favorite series ever. I actually just barely reread Love Light Farms again since it's about to be Christmas time and stuff, and I just love it the same every time, if not more. I'm also putting this one in Monster on the Hill because I was just really disappointed. It didn't work for me. I felt like I couldn't really feel the chemistry and it was just missing something for me. Again, I think I gave this one like 3 or 3.5 stars. So it's not a bad book. It's just that it let me down, you know? Scythe and Sparrow by Brynne Weaver is next. The series is so fun. I love Brynne Weaver. I'll read anything that she writes. I love the horror thriller romance genre. I have another one of her books later on this list. This one is the last in this trilogy, and it was definitely my least favorite. I still liked it and I really enjoyed it, but I think I'm gonna put it in And It's Cool Baby with Me. Or honestly, you know what? I'm gonna put it in I Forgot That You Existed because I kind of forget about this one. There was also a scene involving like cotton candy. It was not it for me. So yeah, we'll bump it down a little bit lower. Next is Rebel Witch by Kristen Cicerelli. This is the sequel to Heartless Hunter / The Crimson Moth. Was obsessed with the first book, loved it so much. This was the conclusion to that duology. I honestly don't really remember a whole lot from it, but I also remember enjoying it. So I don't think I'm gonna put it in I Forgot That You Existed. I think I'm gonna put it in And It's Cool. Next was The Charlie Method by Elle Kennedy. I, for some reason, was on a kick with like polyamory romances this year. Honestly, the last couple of years I've been like really into that trope for some reason, so that's why I picked this one up, is because I knew that it was going to be like multiple love interests that all get together. This one is also set like at university, at college. It might be a sports romance, I don't really remember. It's the main female character, Charlie, I'm pretty sure. And then there are 2 guys that she meets through like a hookup app, and they end up getting into a relationship together. There was also a side plot though that had to do with her being adopted and reaching out to her biological family. And that kind of took me by surprise. It added a layer of depth to the story that I thought was just going to be kind of like a fun, sexy time. And it kind of made it a little bit more serious and real. I wasn't like obsessed with this book. Like, it's not a new favorite or anything. I mostly want to put it in And It's Cool, but I honestly, like, it surprised me enough. I kind of want to put it in Enchanted to Meet You. Next was I Am Made of Death by Kelly Andrew. This was my first book from this author, and that's where my mistake was, because I didn't know that all of these books by this author are set in the same world and at some point in the book bring previous book characters into the plot. And I feel like some of the like satisfaction or like closure in the books has to do with you already knowing those characters. So I feel like I was missing something from this book because I didn't know the previous characters from her other books. I don't know, it just wasn't for me. I'm putting this in I Forgot That You Existed because I literally forget about this book all the time. And I really don't remember very much about it except for it's like this teenager that has some kind of curse or something going on with her where she just like gets really violent and I think kills people. There's like an alter ego version of her that she can see like in the mirror as a reflection and stuff. And that alter ego is like evil and I think like takes over her sometimes. Not my favorite. I do really like the cover though. Next is Say You'll Remember Me by Abby Jimenez. This one is going straight to Monster on the Hill. It really let me down, especially after I had some time away from it. I like recognized even more of the flaws or problems that I had with it. It just really was not my favorite for multiple reasons. I have a whole entire like reading blog with spoilers and non-spoilers, so if you want more in-depth thoughts of why I didn't like it, you can go watch that. But yeah, this one, major disappointment. Next is Even in Death by Randy Garner. I really liked the first book in this series, and I was so excited for the second book because it's a queer romance, and there were a few scenes in this one that like had me gagged. Like, I was obsessed. I think it was kind of missing something for me though. I'm going to put it in And It's Cool. Next is another poetry collection. This is A Little Daylight Left by Sarah Kay. This is going straight up to King of My Heart. I loved this poetry collection. It also took me by surprise because I had never heard of this poet before. I didn't love the cover. I'm a major like judge a book by its cover kind of person, but I got an ARC for it on NetGalley and just loved her poetry style. It was so relatable and beautiful, and I just like felt it in my soul. Next is another poetry collection. This one is Make Believe by Victoria Hutchins. This one is going into I Forgot That You Existed because honestly I kind of did forget that I even read this until I was putting together all of the images for this video. It just felt very like average for me as a collection, and it felt like I had already read like all of the themes that were explored in this. Like, it just didn't feel like the most original thing I've ever read. Like, it was fine. I think that if you're new to poetry, you probably would enjoy it more. Next is Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry. I'm tempted to put this one in Monster on the Hill because it let me down, but honestly I think I'm gonna put it in I Forgot That You Existed because I literally forget that this is even a book that came out. It just was not memorable like at all for me. The only thing that I think I liked about it was the setting, because I think it's set in like a coastal town, but I did not feel the chemistry between the characters. Not my favorite, really forgettable. Next is One Golden Summer by Carly Fortune. I think this one is my favorite out of the series. It follows a main character who is a photographer, and she used to vacation at this little lake house, I think, as a kid. She ends up going back there with her grandma, who I think is recovering from like a surgery or something, but she's going back as an adult, and she's staying with her grandma, who was a really fun character that I really liked, and she kind of, I guess, like reconnects-ish with someone who she knew as a kid that lives at the lake. It was really cute, and I think I'm gonna put it in Enchanted to Meet You. Next is Silver Elite by Danny Francis. I read this one because of the hype, and I guess also because of the like controversy a little bit. I still think about this one actually like every once in a while. It was a fun time. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a series, so I'll continue in the series. I'm gonna put this one in Enchanted to Meet You because I went into it with not very high of expectations. I just kind of went into it with I just wanted to see what my experience would be, and it kind of pleasantly surprised me. After that is Dream On Ramona Riley by Ashley Herring Blake. I love this author and I was really excited for this book, but I really didn't like it very much. I think I gave it like 2 or 2.5 stars. I forget completely that I even read it. I don't think I even really remember very much of the plot. I think that it follows like some kind of movie star, and she's filming in a town and meets someone in the town and they fall in love or something. I did not like the romance though. I kind of want to put it in I Forgot That You Existed because I literally like kind of forgot that this book even existed for real, but also I just remember it was like really disappointing, so I think I'm gonna put it on in Monster on the Hill. This one might get me into some trouble. This one is The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig. The hype for this one was so big. I was really excited to read it. I forgot literally 80% of this book. I don't even remember really what the plot was. The vibes were cool in the beginning of the book, and then I just didn't really care. I'm also pretty sure that I called the plot twist that happened pretty early on. I'm putting this one in Monster on the Hill because I had big expectations for it and they were not met. I'm so sorry because I know so many people are obsessed with this book, but like it just did not live up to the hype for me. Next is Problematic Summer Romance by Ali Hazelwood. This one is going in King of My Heart. I gave this one 4.5 stars. I really liked it. I really loved the setting. It's set in Italy and it's following characters from earlier on in the series. This one is an age gap romance, and I believe it's also like a brother's best friend romance. I loved the characters. I loved the romance. I loved seeing other characters from the previous books that I really liked, getting to like revisit them a little bit, and I'm pretty sure there was also like a little cameo from characters from one of her other books that's not set in the same series, so that was really fun too. Yeah, it was like kind of a pleasant surprise, but also just like I really liked it. It's one that I would definitely reread again. Next is another poetry collection. This one is Love, Loss, and Everything in Between by Nicole Lower. This one I think I'm also going to put in I Forgot That You Existed. Basically my same exact thoughts as Make Believe. Forgettable, cliche themes and poems. Probably good for beginner poets though. Next is An Ancient Witch's Guide to Modern Dating by Cecilia Edward. This one is going straight into King of My Heart. I'm obsessed with this book. I've read it twice now. Like I'm pretty sure that I finished reading it and then like almost immediately did a reread. And as I was like looking for all the titles for this video, I was like, I just want to reread that again. So it's a new all-time favorite. It's definitely going to be on my favorite books of 2025 list. This one is about a witch from I think the 16 or 1700s, and she gets accidentally time traveled traveled to our day and age, and she basically just wants to find a husband, so she's using like modern day technology and like dating apps to try and find a husband. And it's very like silly but also like very wholesome. I'm pretty sure there's talking cats in this one. It's just so good, and just, oh my gosh, I just loved it. You need to read it. Next is Tenderly I Am Devoured. It's by Lyndall Clipstone. I'm trying to read these author names like really tiny on these like little tiny pictures. I really like the cover for this one. I got this one as an ARC on NetGalley and was so excited for it, but it honestly was pretty forgettable. It was not the book that I thought it was going to be, and it just really disappointed me, so it's going into Monster on the Hill. After that, I have another poetry collection. This one is A Rebellion of Care by David Gate. I'm obsessed with this cover. It's so pretty. This was like a very like solid poetry collection. I really liked it, or I would say I really liked like 50% of it. Parts of it felt a little bit soapboxy, and I don't know if I would like buy a physical copy of this book to have in my collection, but I did enjoy my time with it. I think I'm going to put it in And It's Cool Baby with me. After that is The Enchanted Greenhouse by Sarah Beth Durst. This is kind of a companion novel to The Spell Shop, which I read last year, and it was just an okay book for me. This one though took me by such good surprise. I'm actually rereading it right now because it's set during the winter. It's like perfect for this time of year around Christmas. Like if you want a book that's perfect for this time of year but it's not a Christmas book, it's just like winter vibes, this is definitely that book. It's very cozy. It's cozy fantasy. It's set in the same world as The Spell Shop, and it's following characters that are like adjacent to the ones from the first book, and it's just so good. It's going in king of my heart because I love it. It's 5 stars. I think that I originally rated it like 4 or 4.5. I'm definitely going to be bumping it up on Goodreads and Fable because I love it. Next is another king of my heart. This is A Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping by Sangu Mandana. I think I've read this one twice now as well. This was a great year for me with cozy witchy books. This has such fun, quirky characters. It has the best found family vibes. If I'm remembering right, it's about the main character who runs this magical inn, and only people that are like in desperate need of a place like this to stay are able to find it. And this guy and his younger sister end up finding their way there, and they just become part of this group of kind of misfits a little bit. There's a magical talking fox. There's a skeleton rooster. It's a new all-time favorite book. I love it so much. So absolutely king of my heart here. Next is Mayra by Nikki Gonzalez. I had an ARC for this one as well. This one is a horror book, and I wasn't totally sure what to expect from this one. The synopsis sounded kind of interesting, so I was like, why not? And this one is going in Enchanted to Meet You. I was really pleasantly surprised by this one. I really like horror books that kind of analyze weird, toxic female friendships, because this one is about this woman who kind of gets back in touch with, I think, a high school best friend who was a little bit toxic and problematic, and she gets invited to stay at this house with this friend and her either fiance or husband, and things kind of start to get weird in this house that she's staying in with them. If you've seen the movie Mother, it kind of a little bit gives me those vibes as far as like the chaotic kind of claustrophobic nature of it. It just like really pleasantly surprised me. I really liked it. Next is A Tale of Mirth and Magic by Kristen Vale. The purple guy on this cover has dead eyes. Like I'm not the biggest fan of the cover only because of him. I feel like they drew him, I don't know. This one is cozy fantasy, but it's also like smutty. The female main character is like a magical jewelry maker, which I thought was a really cool aspect of the story. It was a cute, fun time. It was exactly like what I wanted it to be and what I expected it to be. I think I'm gonna put this one in And It's Cool. After that is Accomplice to the Villain by Hannah Nicole Mayer. This is, I think, the 3rd book in this series, maybe the 4th. I can't remember. This is another cozy fantasy series. I always love these characters and I love the vibe of the world and stuff. The plot is kind of getting a little bit like muddied for me. Like I'm kind of like forgetting like what the whole point is. I think that what brings me back is the characters and the vibes. At this point though, like I think there's supposed to be like 5 or 6 books in this series, and it just really doesn't need to be that long. That's my main complaint with it. I think that I rated this one higher, like 4 stars or something. It's like I kind of want to put it in Enchanted to Meet You, but honestly I think I'm gonna put it in And It's Cool. One of my favorite characters from this book specifically was the dad of one of the characters, like one of the side characters. I forgot who whose dad it is, but like he was so sweet and just like the best, most supportive dad. He was such a cute character. I loved him. Next is a book with the absolute worst title ever. It's Warrior, Princess, Assassin by Bridget Kemmerer. This one is about a warrior, a princess, and an assassin. There are 3 people. At first I thought this was like, it's a warrior, princess, assassin, like triple threat person, but it's 3 separate people, and it's a love triangle where they all end up together rather than someone having to choose between. This one I'm putting in Enchanted to Meet You because I had a fun time with it. It was a little bit slow, but I think the setup for the rest of the series, like it hit. Like I'm definitely continuing in the series. I just really wish it had a different name. This next one is The Late Night Witches by Orly Wallace. This one, honestly, I literally keep forgetting that I even read. It's about like witches and vampires and I think like a family curse. It's going in. I forgot that you existed. It had good Halloween vibes though if you're looking for a Halloween book. Next is If It Makes You Happy. It's by Julie Olivia. This is such a cute cover. This one is like a 90s rom-com. This one is about a single dad who is also like a teen parent, so his kids are a little bit older, and the female main character is new to town, I'm pretty sure, and she ends up kind of becoming close with this family, and I really liked it. I'm putting this one in Enchanted to Meet You. After that is A Land So Wide by Erin A. Craig. I really love Erin A. Craig's writing. It's so atmospheric and like spooky. This one kind of reminded me of The Grace Year, not really because of the plot, but because of like the vibes. It's this little village or town that is surrounded by these woods and nobody can leave. There's like this rock border that goes around it and you can walk past it, but at the same time every night or something you will get dragged back by the magic of this barrier. And I think once a year, oh, the details are getting a little bit fuzzy for me now. I can't remember if it's like punishment to get sent out beyond like the barrier, like you can be banished, and I think there's like creatures and things out past this barrier, or maybe it's like once a year someone is sent out. I don't remember, but there are these kind of like elders that kind of understand the magic of the barrier a little bit better, and so they have the power to like cast people out if they want, and not everything is as it seems. I thought this was a unique book and it ended up going in a direction that I did not think it was going to. I really liked it, and I don't know if that's a very popular opinion. I know that Carrie, when she was making this video, she did not like this book at all, but I really liked it. I think I'm gonna put it in Enchanted to Meet You. Next is Plain Ice by Rachel Harrison. This is a kind of haunted house book, and it also kind of follows like familial relationships, I'm pretty sure. I'm a little bit fuzzy on the details of this one too, but I remember really liking it. It kind of gave me the same vibes as How to Sell a Haunted House. I'm going to put this one in Enchanted to Meet You. This one I just barely finished. It's Uncharmed by Lucy Jane Wood, and I'm putting this one in Monster on the Hill. I read this author's other book this year as well, and I didn't love it, but I also didn't hate it, so I was excited to read her newest release, especially because of the cover and like it looked like it had baking magic and stuff, which it does, just not as much as I would have wanted. I think the 2 main problems that I have with her books and her writing style is that it has themes that are just like so painfully obvious, that are just like they hit you over the head over and over again, and it's just a little bit too much. It makes it feel juvenile, like they think that I'm too dumb to understand the theme and the heart of the story and like what message it's trying to get across. And then also I feel like she needs to keep her stories smaller scale. These could be like really nice, cozy, smaller stories. I'm so sorry for the abrupt change. For some reason my clip got deleted for this section, but I was saying that she ends up making her conflict like really big, too big of scale for the type of story she's telling, and it doesn't feel very natural. So I wish that she would keep the conflict a little bit smaller. So yeah, this one just kind of let me down, and I don't really know for sure if I'm going to continue picking up books from this author. I don't know. Okay, we're getting to the last few books. This one is Tourist Season by Bryn Weaver. This is definitely the same vibes as her other series, like the Butcher and Blackbird series, but it's set in I think a coastal small town. Our female main character lives in this small town, and she is a serial killer. Her mentor that also lives in this small town, who was a serial killer, he is older and he is, I think, suffering from like dementia or Alzheimer's, so she's kind of becoming his caregiver a little bit. So it does have kind of like some depth to it, but it also has this like fun rom-com like ridiculous side to it that has the same energy as Butcher and Blackbird. I had a really fun time with this. I'm going to put this in Enchanted to Meet You. Next is Soul Searching by Lila Sage. This is like a perfect fall book. It's paranormal. It's set in a small town. The female main character can see ghosts, and the male main character, I think, is a carpenter. I really liked it. I'm going to put this one in Enchanted to Meet You. After that is Mate by Allie Hazelwood. This one is going straight to jail. It's going in Monster on the Hill. I really liked Bride. This one was way too horny for me, and it got more into like the Omegaverse and some of the, I don't know, kind of weirder side of that I'm not really a fan of. Like all of the gland licking was not it for me. So I just didn't like it. Next is I'm Gonna Get You Back. This one is a kind of mystery romance novella. It's also kind of like a second chance romance a little bit. It's about an author who is kind of in her flop era a little bit, and she's going to this kind of small town for some kind of reader event, and she has a stalker that is kind of causing trouble for her, and she ends up meeting up with her childhood, I think, best friend that she like always had a crush on, but nothing ever happened. I'm gonna put this one in, I don't know, I'm kind of going between And It's Cool and I Forgot You Existed. I think for now I'm gonna put it in And It's Cool because I liked the vibes, and I liked, since it was a novella, that the story moved a little bit quicker. There wasn't a whole lot of room for miscommunication because it didn't have a whole lot of room for there to be like that kind of bullshit they had to work through. So it was a little bit more of just like straight to the point, which I appreciated. But also the ending was just kind of like weird and confusing for me, so I don't know. Next is How About Now by Kate Baer. This is a poetry collection. I really love Kate Baer's poetry. For this one though, I think it's just kind of middle of the road for me. I'm gonna put it in And It's Cool. After that is Bound by Allie Hazelwood. I remember liking this one mostly. I think I gave it like 3 stars or 3.5 stars. I don't really remember what it's about. I think it has some characters that are kind of like vampires. I don't know. I'm just gonna put it in I Forgot That You Existed because I don't really remember what it was about. And then this one I just barely read. It's Your Knife My Heart. This one has the same vibes as Silver Elite. It's a dark military romance, and it has a kind of like game aspect to it. It was entertaining and like fun. I think I'm gonna put it in And It's Cool. I don't really know if I'll be continuing in the series. Like, it was just kind of okay, but also a fun time. I don't know. So that's my tier ranking of all of my 2025 new releases that I read. I'm sure that like given a little bit more time away from these books, I would maybe shuffle them around a little bit, but this is just like me going off vibes, you know, just going with my gut. You'll have to let me know if you agree or disagree with me on any of these books. If there are any 2025 releases that you loved that I haven't read yet, you'll have to let me know about those in the comments as well so that I can put those on my TBR. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.